Hey everybody, Brian here. It is Wednesday, the 31st of August, and we just finished up the month. So let's take a look at the numbers. The S&P 500 gained just a slight amount. As we know, it's been back and forth in there. Nasdaq was up a little more than 1%, and Russell 2000 a bit more than that. Semiconductors continue to be the star, and the biotechs continue to be the dog. So things are still range bound here in the S&P 500. We did pull back a little bit today. We are below a 10 and 20-day moving average, but still above this prior, still holding above this prior band of resistance and clearly still in an uptrend. One trend line maybe to keep an eye on would be something that looks like this. That would bring us down actually pretty close to the 50-day moving average, and we'll still keep an eye on the volume weighted average price from Brexit as well. Down to the shorter term time frame, intermediate term really, looking at a 30-minute chart, you can see we do have a declining 5-day moving average and just a whole big mess in here. We've been in this range for the last, pretty much the month of August. We only spent a little bit of time outside of this range there early in the month, and that was a failed breakdown. Then we saw failed breakouts here as well. So it's just been a choppy back and forth action within a primary uptrend, and the good news is there's still a lot of good stocks to be trading, both long and short actually. So the Nasdaq, for its part, as we noted, did gain about 1% for the month of August, and this market is kind of flirting with this band of support in here that's been in place for the last several weeks, and looking like it has the potential to close the gap from back over here. So if we back it up just a little bit, you can see that's where that gap is right there. We do have a declining 5-day moving average, and we are below, a pattern of lower highs and lower lows in here. We did make a lower low today, so we have to express some caution in here. Perhaps we come down to close that gap, but I still don't think it's going to turn into a major bearish event. I think that a breakdown in towards the below that gap would likely turn right back around and trap short sellers in there. The Russell 2000 still clearly in an uptrend on that daily time frame, holding that rising 20-day moving average. On a 30-minute time frame, this is something I had sketched out as a possibility for subscribers earlier today. But what we're looking at in here is, this has kind of been the midpoint of the recent range, and that recent range kind of, here's the top end of it, and here's the lower end. So as long as we hold above 122 and a quarter to 122 and a half, I think that we still don't look for a bigger breakdown. But if we break that, then perhaps we do see deeper selling that might bring us all the way down to the 50-day moving average. And in here, the Brexit VWAP is just below that as well. So, we've got the potential for this market to give us reason to think there might be a deeper pullback coming, but the action in the individual stocks doesn't seem to be supporting that based on at least the stocks that I'm looking at. I look each day for long opportunities. I look for short opportunities. I'm saying I don't look for those. In fact, I look for opportunity. I don't come and say, well, I'm bearish, I should look for bearish stocks. I say, I'm looking for opportunity, and if the stocks happen to be bearish, then I take note of that. But the semiconductors continue to hold up, and the key level in here is really 65.50. Breaking down to that level would not be bearish, I don't think. But if it were to break down, rally up, find resistance at the 5-day moving average, then perhaps we could see a deeper pullback. But again, we're just not seeing any evidence that the sellers have much interest in this group. Whereas the Biotechs, which it seemed like they, a couple weeks ago at the beginning of the month, it seemed like they were going to be able to hold on above that prior band of support in there. This prior band of resistance seemed like it was going to continue to hold as support, but obviously we'd broken down. Now we're coming down to the rising 50-day moving average. Our year-to-date volume-weighted average price we've kept an eye on is a bit lower, but right now, looking at a 30-minute time frame, we're below a prior band of support in here, and that support is likely to act as resistance. It would turn neutral back above 290, but for right now, you simply cannot trust those stocks. Apple is also one that you can't trust on the intermediate term because it is below a declining 5-day moving average with lower highs and lower lows.